I got loyalty inside my DNA. I got total peace, got war and peace inside my DNA. I got power, poison, pain, and joy inside my DNA. I got loyalty inside my DNA.
Yo, what up guys, it's your boy SonTj here to review Demon Slayer manga chapter 200. It kind of feels weird reviewing, finally reviewing like a manga chapter or something of a series I've been following for a long time. I've been following this series since the anime started. I went to the manga and I finally caught up to the manga when it was on their final battle with Muzan. And I've been wanting to do like a review over this series, but it was kind of hard to compete with different channels that are pretty much dedicated to like Demon Slayer or like who are dedicated to My Hero. Like it's kind of hard to do that stuff, but I finally want to do a review of it because I finally released my top strongest video. If you haven't watched it, go check it out. Granted, it's like 3 rankings that I know everyone's going to complain about because they all been saying the same thing. Even though there's a bunch of like Demon Slayer like only channels that kind of agree with my opinion, is what it is, man. There's a lot of people that are going to always have a problem, but this chapter is the finale of, well, the last chapter was pretty much the finale of the Muzan fight, but this is like, the guarantee that this mother is dead. This series been getting a lot of criticism over how they've been handling Muzan. A lot of people say like Muzan like the worst like Shonen Jump villain in a long time. Like, a lot of people say he's like right there with Kaguya. I like Kaguya, but I understand people's problem with like how Muzan, like he feel like he overstayed his welcome. His death was like, very mishandled. I would say like maybe a worse villain was probably like the Demon King, because the Demon King refused to die, and when he did die, he came back again and died the same way, but he just took like a main character out. So it's kind of, like, at least he didn't come back again, but you never know, Muzan might come back. But regardless, I like Muzan, but I can understand people's criticism that they feel like the series didn't end that well because Muzan just wouldn't die. But we have a page that kind of foreshadows the rest of this chapter with pretty much Tanjiro, Nezuko, and like the main characters with the other pillars, the pillars that are quote unquote, this is spoilers by the spoiler filled review, that's dying in this chapter, and the people that's living in this chapter. So the people that's living is on the left, the people who's dying is on the right. So that's an interesting way of doing things. 'Cause I remember I saw that picture before, I did not think that at all, but pretty much everyone's like wilding out that Muzan is like actually dead. And I know a lot of people in the fan base like hooray, but it's kind of interesting because I didn't think a lot of people was gonna die this chapter. Like maybe maybe Tanjiro, but Tanjiro's been like stay living. Granted, this is him. This is like a second time dying. So I don't know. I don't want Tanjiro to die. I really don't. But if he dies, that'll be like more impactful because he just lives again. Like okay, you did like a fake out death for Tanjiro twice. You know what I mean? But regardless. The Stone Pillar, because again, the main reasons why I don't like doing reviews over multiple franchises, because I can't pronounce their names right. So I think his name is Gyome. Like it's hard for me to remember all these guys' names. I'm just gonna call them like Stone Pillar, Mist Pillar, etc., etc. But yeah, the Stone Pillar pretty much gets like the common, like when a character's about to die, he has this moment when he's in like heaven or whatnot, and he pretty much gets like a moment to whatever, I can't say the word, but he gets to like have a good moment with his friends and family. And he understands like why they did things, and pretty much the Stone Pillar dies, man. The quote unquote Goku of the Demon Slayers dies, the strongest pillar. I didn't really see that coming because all he did was like lose a leg, I think. But I guess because like he has the demon mark, and the demon mark takes you out early unless you're like Yorichi. So yeah, man, I really like the Stone Pillar too. He was a badass. He handled himself. He took on the Upper Moon 2 pretty well. God, it sucks, man. Then you get the star-crossed lovers with the I think the Love Pillar and the Snake Pillar. Again, I just didn't really see their deaths coming. Like I can understand a Snake Pillar because man, that man was taking some damage. He was like on near death, making his sword red. And I don't know, man. I feel like the Love Pillar didn't really deserve to die, but they have like a good moment talking about how much they love each other. And like the Love Pillar, she always kind of be flirting, but like you tell with this one is like actual genuine feelings. And she like, if they're reborn again as humans, like she could be his wife. Hopefully they get saved, man. Like they're probably gonna die, but it's like I don't know, that sucks. Like again, I don't really see Demon Slayer as like the common like Shonen Jump everyone gets to live thing, because characters be dying. Like the Mist Pillar died when he has so much potential, so I don't know. But then you have the Wind Pillar where like he's about to go to heaven, but he like sees his mom, and his mom feels like she doesn't deserve to go to heaven, and his dad just kind of comes in and says, you're gonna come back to life. Like, I want to stay here with your mother. You gonna stay alive, and pretty much brings him back to like the real world. And then you have, you know, Zenitsu and like the other main characters. They're still alive, cracking jokes. Then you have Giyu. He sees that Tanjiro with his missing arm. That stuff is still crazy that he lost his arm. Like, bro, he already had like a messed up eye. He already been like beat up, cut up, and he loses a whole arm. Like, granted, it kind of matches Giyu, but yeah, he's dead, or I guess quote unquote dead, because he says he's not breathing, which is insane to me. And then Giyu's talking about how like he couldn't save another one of his comrades. It's crazy how Giyu's like, you know, a top dog in like season 1. They became more and more like, you know, leveled out. And Nezuko, human Nezuko, finally comes in, but it's too late. And Tanjiro is quote unquote dead. Yeah, this chapter was pretty rough, man. Especially after, you know, the My Hero Academia spoilers. I'm not gonna talk about that, but it's been a very filled, like, you know, main characters dying in like this era of things, man. I don't know how to feel, man. Like, I'm glad that Muzan is finally dead. I wish he didn't turn to a baby. I understand why he turned to a baby, but he didn't have to turn to a baby. I kind of feel like a lot of the Pillars' deaths was kind of like they needed to happen, but I kind of feel like it was kind of out of nowhere. Like, I guess because, you know, they all use their demon marks and, like, you know, all their time is coming pretty much. But I feel like the Wind Pillar should have died before the Stone Pillar. Like, the Wind Pillar took way much more damage than the Stone Pillar, but I don't know there. The Star-Crossed Lovers, I'm hoping they get saved, but the way the mangaka has that first page showing, you know, who's on the dying side, who's on the living side, which is like, you know, it's kind of telling you like what's going to happen. But I don't know, like if he does like, you know, a last minute Tanjiro's still alive thing, I feel like, you know, it kind of kills the stakes of Tanjiro. Like, you know, the main character usually has some type of like plot armor, but that would be kind of weird. Let me know how you guys feel about this chapter. I'll give this chapter, if like everyone like who looks like they're gonna die in this chapter stays dead next chapter, then it's definitely like, you know, a strong like 8 or 9 out of 10. But if like Tanjiro lives, the Star-Crossed Lovers somehow make it out of this, it'll go down to like maybe a 6 or 7. But I really thought the series was gonna end around 200, like chapter 200. That seemed like a good number, because I remember Naruto ended in chapter 700. I think Bleach ended on some weird number, and I know One Piece is not going to end at all. But how do y'all feel about the criticism over the ending where Muzan was taking too long to die, or you feel like for me personally, I know like they've been fighting Muzan and everything, but I feel like characters like Yome, which he only lost his leg, where like Tanjiro and Giyu lost full-on arms. I can understand Tanjiro dying, because man had a big old blob in his eye. Man was taking all types of hits. Like, I can understand Tanjiro finally dies, but I don't want him to die, you know what I mean? And I think like, you know, him and Homegirl had like a low-key relationship, like the chick who was like the student over the Poison Pillar, or like the Flower Pillar, whatever her name is. I guess I'll review the next chapter. I just don't like reviewing franchises where I don't remember names and other stuff by heart. That's like the only times I don't like reviewing stuff like that. But yeah, yeah, I'm really surprised this series didn't end right here. I really am. But hey, we'll see for the next chapter. I hope you guys enjoyed the new intro. I worked pretty hard on it. You know, you can tell me if you like it in the comment section down below. Hope this video gets some views, man. This is kind of more of a heat check thing. If this video doesn't really get that many views, you guys don't really like it too much, I'm not going to continue reviewing the franchise. I just got to do what you guys like to keep this channel going. So yeah, SonTj, peace. Love you all.